Okay, so some pictures have circulated for a PlayStation phone that would run on, I believe, Android 3.0, which would be the Droid's next version. So they're on 2.0 right now. Basically, it looks like a PSP Go with a phone.
It's like a droid with a PSP Go anally raping it. Here's that image for you, Facebook.
Thanks for the nightmare fuel.
I don't sleep, so
Well,
kidding
that's why.
me?
I guess that's why you're always tired.
Yeah,
Do
probably. But anyway,
you
this is just
care?
another sign. Huh?
Do you care?
No. This is just another sign that the PSP is dead as a system. The second they made the system into a phone was the second that it stopped being a system
Yeah, pretty much.
or console or whatever. I don't care what you call it.
Whatever the
Um,
frell it is.
I'm leaning towards this being a legitimate thing though, because I think at one point Sony was talking about it,
Yeah.
so it very well could be a reality.
So why
But
the hell would you want to compete with, say, the iPhone?
because they could also play PSP Go games on it,
Woo!
despite the fact that the PSP Go was a flop.
Yes,
It isolated fans who bought the original
with the
PSP,
UMD discs.
yeah, and then it isolated fans. It isolated newcomers because I don't know. It seems like it required prior knowledge of a PSP to know how to work the damn thing.
Really, the only thing PSP is really good for is, well, I guess it's two things: anime and emulators.
Yu-Gi-Oh games.
Yu-Gi-Oh games. That's right, because those are
Whereas
the ones.
PS
Those are pretty much the only ones that are made for the damn thing anymore.
and the thing is, the PSP has what? PS1 level graphics, maybe lower end PS2.
Somewhere around there.
Nintendo 3D, the Nintendo DS had N64, which I don't know, seemed a lot better.
Uh,
And then the 3DS
Nintendo could have pushed the graphics way out of the water if they wanted to for the DS, but it's like, you know what? We're not going to
who cares?
spend that much money to attempt to make the graphics better than a system which will be dead in 3 years.
Well, the thing is, Nintendo fans don't care about graphics.
Exactly.
We're like, you know what? Screw it. If it's fun to play, I will play it,
Yeah,
and I will play it a lot. But the 3DS is supposed to have GameCube level graphics,
I'd like
which
to see that.
on a handheld,
Yeah,
that's unprecedented.
yeah,
Because regardless of what people said about the GameCube, it still had better graphics than any handheld that's ever been
yeah,
released. But anyway, back to the dead system.
yeah. The dead PSP that's been dead for a couple years.
Basically, the only reason you'd want to watch anime on a PSP is if your MP3 player was an iPod,
Oh yeah,
or not an iTouch, iPod,
yeah.
or if it was something you didn't want people watching on your laptop, i.e., Rosario Vampire, Girls Bravo,
Pretty much any series ever.
uh, anything aimed towards teenage boys.
So pretty much 80%.
More like 40%.
Really?
Are you kidding me? Shoujo market is huge.
Slash Japan is weird.
Yeah. Of course, in Japan, America is dangerous because we have guns.
Yes.
So we get shot up all the time. Whereas they only get shot up all the time by illegal weapons.
Hmm.
Which is why the term otaku has different meanings and well it's it's part of why otaku has drastically different meanings between our two cultures. Here, it's basically anime nerd. There, it can refer to any nerd, but it also has the back of the mind reference to the fact that there wasn't an otaku who shot up a bunch of people. Yep.
Craziness.
So anyway, back to the Dead System.
Yeah.
In its beginnings, it had some cool games. It was part of the Tony Hawk Underground series, and
yeah,
it had Grand Theft Auto, but
even kind of towards the really dying system stage, Rock Band Unplugged was okay.
It definitely had it definitely had good speakers.
Yeah.
Which is more than you can say about Nintendo. Which is one of the reasons why I refused to get Guitar Hero on tour.
Huh. Because of the shit speakers.
Yeah.
And of course, is it just me, or we may have talked about this before, but the DS gets shittier and shittier D-pads.
I think we talked about this like a long time ago, and I do not remember any of that conversation. So, I will admit that they do get shittier and shittier D-pads, but I will also admit that I do think the DS Lite D-pad is halfway decent.
It's okay.
It works better than
DSi is trash.
Yeah. Whereas the DSi XL is probably the worst D-pad I have ever seen in the history of ever.
Even worse than, like, Wiimote D-pad?
Oh, yeah. My Wiimote D-pad has, like, a ring of Cheeto dust. Which is odd, because I don't eat Cheetos. But it's basically, like, stained that part.
Yeah.
And you'd think that would, mess up with it. It works just fine.
Huh.
The D-pad on my cousin's DSi XL got a little bit of dust in it. I had to take it apart and clean it with a Q-tip.
In order for it to function properly? Or
Yeah,
as properly as it could?
It ended up working worse than my grandma's analog mouse that hasn't been cleaned since she got it.
Jesus.
Whereas the PSP buttons were really good. Shoulder buttons didn't break if you left it in your pocket like the DS buttons do. All DS shoulder buttons break when you put it in your pocket, regardless on which version.
Yeah.
I'm hoping the 3DS slider thing works better than the D-pads of the current DSs.
Yeah.
The slider on the PSP was kind of in an awkward place, so...
Yeah, it was like way in the lower corner. It's like, how the fuck am I supposed to work with this?
Because you hold it on the sides.
Yeah.
But... it's like you have to stretch your thumb.
Yeah. It was really awkward. And I'm saying this out of the little PSP experience I have.
Which is making me skeptical on the D-pad for the 3DS.
Yeah.
Because that's like lower corner too, and that's going to cause you to have to slide your hand down, and that gets you off balance with it, and that kind of throws off your game. The upside is we get an Ocarina of Time port. I believe Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright is coming out for the 3DS. Which, when I saw that trailer, the first thought was, shit just got fucking real. I am an avid fan of both series.
Yeah.
And that was just... The trailer for it is animated.
Yeah.
I'm tearing up right now. It was just thinking about it, of the beauty of it. It's just too much.
Yeah.
It's Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. The title alone should have fanboys like crowding around stores waiting for it. Now. at this time.
And it's not going to be out for at least probably a year.
The system isn't even out yet.
Nope.
Man, we went way off on a tangent.
Well, we kept it in handheld.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I wanted to see again of Marvel vs. Capcom 3 just because I want to get this get this on another tangent away from handheld? Phoenix Wright as a playable character.
Originally it was going to happen, but
I wish they had gone through with it. That would have been the greatest moment of my life. Deadpool beating up Phoenix Wright with Deadpool's own health bar. If you didn't know already, Deadpool's my favorite superhero ever. I cannot wait for the Deadpool movie.
I read somewhere that Deadpool is actually classified as an anti-hero.
Yeah.
Is that correct?
I guess. I mean, he does kill people, and he is crazy. And he will backstab you for the pettiest of reasons. And he, only cares about himself, and he'll do anything for money, and he is a mercenary. But he's a pretty cool guy. He teams up with Captain America, which that alone was awesome.
Yeah.
Captain America punched Hitler in the face. You can't say that without grinning. The fact that anybody punched Hitler in the face requires a grin, and the fact that it includes Captain America just doubles it.